WAGSY'S World, WAGSY'S World, it's awesome. WAGSY'S World, WAGSY'S World, have some fun. WAGSY'S World, WAGSY'S World, like and subscribe.
Hi everyone, I'm Wagsy. Welcome to Wagsy's World. This week's topic is what makes the movie Ghostbusters great. Wait, what is that? What is that? What's going on?
They slimed me.
Okay, I got all cleaned up. Let's try this again. We're talking about the 1984 classic Ghostbusters movie. What makes Ghostbusters great? Let's visit some of the great lines in the movie. Back off, man, I'm a scientist. Peter Venkman. This chick is toast. Again, Peter. Egon. I collect spores, moles, and funguses. And then, of course, we got one! When Janine screams when they get their first customer. Great lines in the movie. Hey, let's go to the critics, the awards, and the facts. Okay, the cast. Bill Murray is Peter Venkman. Dan Aykroyd, Ray. Harold Ramis is the Egon. What a great character. Then you've got Ernie Hudson as Winston. He added a lot to the movie. Sigourney Weaver is Dana. Annie Potts is Janine. And probably my favorite, Rick Moranis as Lewis, the neighbor of Dana. His character was amazing, amazing. And tons of other good character actors are in the cast. Now the box office, 1984, they did $232 million. For that year, that was second place to Beverly Hills Cop, another great movie of the time. They were nominated for tons of Academy Awards, Golden Globes, that's boxing. Golden Globes, that's film and awards. Let's try that. Golden Globes in many categories. The magazine Variety, they said that Murray, Aykroyd, and Ramis were the modern day Marx Brothers. Now I know we have some folks out there that don't know who Groucho and his brothers were. Check them out. Hilarious guys from way back in the comedy days. They set the bar high for a lot of comedians. A lot of critics describe this movie as the first blockbuster to combine horror and comedy. And they had slick production and witty writing. It became a cultural phenom. Everyone talked about it during that year and a few years after. It created massive merchandising opportunities. The music, the soundtrack was a big hit. And everyone would quote and relate and talk about the characters of that movie. And so it became entrenched in America. As of 2007, they had done $1 billion. $1 billion in merchandise. Now that's a lot of little action figures. Maybe some things you didn't know about Ghostbusters, the movie. It was originally going to be called Ghost Smashers. I don't know, it doesn't work quite as good. Dan Aykroyd wrote the movie for himself and Belushi. That was what he had in mind and starring in it. And then Belushi passed away. And so he went to Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was going to be in it. He was cast in the Peter Venkman role. And then Bill Murray kind of got word about it and told Aykroyd, hey, I'm interested. And they talked it over, and Murray bumped Keaton. Eddie Murphy was originally going to be Winston. But because of Beverly Hills Cop and his scheduling problems, he had to bail out of the movie. Huey Lewis in the news. Let's see. This guy right back here. This is a friend of the family, Chris Hayes, by the way. Huey Lewis sued Ray Parker Jr. You know, the music. If there's something weird in the neighborhood, who are you going to call? Yeah, that massive hit. Well, it sounded a little bit too much like I Want a New Drug that Huey wrote. 11 years after the lawsuit, they settled out of court. I'm not sure, who knows for how much money. Now, the reasons why Wagsy thinks Ghostbusters is great. Well, Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd from the SNL days, they were heroes for me in terms of comedy. They were at the top during that era, big time. The movie is great fun. The writing is great. A lot of good gags, acting, slapstick comedy. Talk about the Marx Brothers. And Rick Moranis' character is just so funny. Like we've all known a guy kind of like that. The theme song, I love the theme song. I Want a New Drug. They were different. They were different enough. Loved them both, but I love the Ghostbusters theme. The equipment they had was cool. You know, it wasn't high tech, but it worked and it was cool. The little trap, the backpack, their uniforms, that was cool and funny at the same time. Some hilarious scenes that we all know. You know, you can't forget when Moranis is trying to get into the party and then he locks himself out of his own room, sliding down the fire pole. When they're in jail, that whole scene is hilarious. So many great scenes. My oldest son, here's a memory for me, a personal memory. My oldest son, he was about 3 or 4 years old and we got him all of the merchandise. We contributed to some of that $1 billion. I mean, the car, the figures, the trap, the clothes, go as Halloween as a Ghostbuster, all of this stuff. And I can remember him being maybe 4 years old, running down the hall. It's something weird in the neighborhood. I mean, just a great memory for me. You know, they've done 3 sequels and they're getting ready to release this newest sequel, which I think is going to be like the grandchildren or the children of the original cast. So I'm anxious to see that movie, and the timing should be about right on this video when it's coming out. They also did 3 animated series. So this is one popular American film. It's a franchise within itself. Really, the first film is the franchise. It's an all-time great. People know it. If you have not seen this movie, watch it right away. Now, this week's tip is kind of different. It's kind of about Christmas or Christmas presents. If you are someone or a big Ghostbuster buff or a movie buff, this could be the perfect Christmas gift. It's the Ghostbuster Lego Ecto-1 car. It's a building kit. This isn't for 5-year-olds. It's a building kit for 18 and up. It's not a toy, as we said. But what a great gift it would be, again, for a movie buff, a huge fan of Ghostbusters, or Legos. It's $199, so it's not cheap, but it's very good size. I think it was 16-inch long. It's a good size product. You could keep it as a memento, you know, work with it on a younger child, and then you guys do it together. And years down the road, as they have that, they'll remember putting it together. And what a great memory they will have while you're building it, and then afterwards when they become adults, or just for yourself. Check it out. It'd be a great addition for a Christmas present for someone or yourself. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you next Friday.
WAGSY'S World, WAGSY'S World.